Now often, we may need to insert new columns on our spreadsheet. To insert a new column, select the column to the right of where you want your new column to be. Say we want to insert a column between columns C and D. Select column D and then click on the Insert command in the Home tab. A new column will then appear to the left of the column you selected. To delete a column, just click on the column name and it will get highlighted, and then click the Delete command. Each of the columns to the right of your deleted column will now automatically move one column to the left. Inserting rows is just as easy. Select a row and click on the Insert command here in the Home tab. Your new row will then be inserted just above the row you selected. And of course, to delete a row, just select it and then apply the Delete command. Now just pay special attention here. When inserting rows and columns, you have to make sure that you select the entire row or column by clicking its name. If you select only a single cell, then by default, the Insert command will only insert a new cell above the cell selected, shifting it and the rest of the cells below it down by one row. You can expand the Insert menu by clicking on this arrow, and then you will see options allowing you to choose where the new single cell should be inserted. Similarly, to delete a single cell, just select it by itself and click Delete. It will now be removed and all the cells in the column will shift up one row by default. Again, expanding the Delete menu will give you more options. Another popular way of inserting new columns and rows is to right-click instead of using the ribbon. Now, some people prefer to use the ribbon commands and others just find it easier to right-click. So see what suits you as you start to use Excel more frequently. To use right-click, just right-click on a cell and click Insert. Now you can choose to insert a single cell, which will shift the selected cell right or down. You can also insert an entire row, where a new row will be inserted just above the cell you right-clicked on. Or you can insert an entire column to the left of the selected cell. Remember, you can also use right-click to delete cells, rows, or columns, whatever you find most convenient. It's important to differentiate between Excel's clearing and delete functions. Clearing just clears the contents of cells. This means that the actual cells, rows, and columns remain intact but are empty. Deleting removes the entire cell, row, or column from your worksheet completely. Sometimes we may want to insert or delete multiple rows or columns at one go to save time. So instead of selecting a single row, select the same number of rows that you want to insert. For example, if we want to insert 5 blank rows above row 8, highlight rows 8 to 12, that makes 5. Now it's okay if the rows contain data, don't worry, because your 5 new rows will be inserted above the selected rows. This works the same way for inserting multiple columns at the same time. To insert 3 columns just before column E, you have to select columns E, F, and G. Now right-click anywhere on the selected columns and click Insert. Likewise, to delete multiple rows or columns, just highlight the ones you would like to remove and click Delete. If the columns you want to delete aren't next to each other, you can highlight them by selecting one of them, then holding down the Control key and selecting the rest, and then click Delete. It's also helpful to learn how to move rows and columns around on our spreadsheet. To move existing rows or columns to a different position, we can use the Cut and Insert command, or we can drag and drop. We'll take a look at both of these ways. Let's say we want to move row 4 down just above row 8. First, we have to click on row 4 and then click Cut. Then we select row 8 and then click Insert Cut Cells. Row 4 will disappear from its original position and be inserted just above row 8. We can also do this by right-clicking and selecting Cut, followed by Insert Cut Cells. We can follow exactly the same method to move columns. Let's now try moving column E using drag and drop instead of cut. To do this, select column E and then move your cursor over to anywhere along the green border of column E until your cursor turns into these 4 arrows. This means you can now move your column. Click on the arrows and then drag the column to wherever you like and release to drop it.